How you doing, everyone? So we're going to give you a quick overview of Uncle Jake's school and the programs that are going to go into it. My name is Jake Owens. I have 9 nephews and 2 nieces, and as I've watched them mature and develop, I've noticed that there's a huge gap between what school teaches and what life expects. And it just seems like for some of them, life is broken and school's a proxy. It's kind of got this all or nothing system to it, and so I want to go over some ways that I think we can build an organization to make it better and to make it into bite-sized chunks, so it's not so all or nothing. All right, so let's start out right here. Got a kid. Let's say he's in 8th grade. He's going to go to 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. Right? It's going to go through here. And then one of 3 things is going to happen. Going to go to college. Going to go to a vocational school. Or go to a job. Kind of settle for a job. So here's what I feel is kind of the all or nothing. At this point, he or she either gets a very big scholarship to go to college. And then they go through freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year of college. And then another 3 things may happen. They either get that dream job, right? That dream first job. They settle, or they go live with their parents and try to find something while they pay off all their debt. Right? So what if we had an organization that could break this down into bite-sized pieces? Okay. So every year there's a halfway point to these semesters. What if at every 6 weeks there was an incentive? So right now we've got major companies like Ford, GE, Coke, Procter & Gamble, etc. And they give these big payouts for scholarships that pay out at graduation. But what if we could make those micro scholarships at every 6 weeks, right? And there were incentives all along the way. What if we could track where a student is and where they want to be? Okay, so we've got start at 2.0, go to 2.5, 3.0, 3.5, 4.0, right? What if we can track them along the way? And if we've got a student who's, let's say, they're right here, but the incentive that they want is above the 3.0 mark. How do they get there? What's the current solution for them? Well, what if we had in this organization tools like Study Smarts to help them get from here to here to here? And that allowed them to up their incentives, because obviously out here we've got cool things like internships and summer programs and other opportunities, right? So one of the problems is this is big, life's hard, it's all or nothing at this point, because you either get the scholarship or you don't. You either get into the college or you don't. You either get what you want or you don't. But no one's really helping them grow along the way. There's no small incentives along the way. Well, so what if we could break that down into smaller incentives? So we call this micro scholarships. Okay. Now, so what about the student who's still trying to figure out what he wants to do? Does he want to go to college? Does he want to go have a vocation? Does he want to get a job in a different industry that doesn't require a degree? because there are some industries that make a lot of money, but they don't require a degree. So now we need goal setting. So he or she can decide whether they want that A+ or whether they have some other life goals. Well, now that you've introduced life goals, well, now you need mentors. Well, what's wrong with mentors? Things like big brothers, big sisters. One person dedicates 4 years of their life to one individual. That can be daunting for some people. Well, what if we could make that bite size as well? What if we could leverage platforms like Facebook and we could vet a number of people from different organizations that have different skill sets and backgrounds. And we could use tools like Zoom and Skype and FaceTime so that they could give 1 hour at the time of their choosing to help him or her along with their goals. Now, if we had thousands of these people, you could have multiple mentors pouring into this young person, as they go from 8th grade to 9th grade to 10th grade, 11th, 12th, and so on and so forth. Okay? So we call this micro heroes. So you don't have to change your entire lifestyle to have an impact. You can pick 1 hour a week or more if you want to offer your time and your skills. And we can talk about some incentives for people who do that, maybe a tax write-off for their time equivalent or something like that, for giving of their time and giving of themselves. Okay, so let's look at this in an overview kind of way. All right. So we've got 2 kids now. One who's in the program and one who's not. And the one who's in the program is getting mentored, getting micro incentives, tracking along the way, and gets to this bridge point. He or she's had micro scholarships, and incentives that have pushed him or her to grow from getting small incentives to moving up the ladder to getting bigger incentives to moving up and getting even bigger incentives. Okay? Also had goal setting, personalized, and we could do something like Myers-Briggs and take a look at individual talents and character traits to see what they'd be good at with the Micro Heroes program. Okay. Versus the other student who doesn't have any of those things and either makes it on their own or doesn't. So what's the difference? Let's say even in the worst case scenario, little Johnny or little Sarah doesn't get their dream right here. Well, what's happened? Along through this process, they've become a better person. And they've developed this thing that we call human capital. So at the very least, with this organization, its programs, its tools, and people giving of their time, and we making it bite-sized, we get better individuals and better citizens in our communities and in our country. All right, so I'm going to continue to blog about some of the details. What are some of the incentives? some of the ideas I have for making this work and fleshing this out to make it somewhat of an affiliate program, or I'm open to other models. But here's the baseline plan. We take tools that we already have, we put them into an organization, we put the right people in place, and we help kids along the way through life with bite-sized incentives that they can grasp onto and that are easier to obtain, with support and with systems and with tools to educate them and empower them. Or we also give them mentors to help them with their goal setting and vision casting so that they can get the grades and have a better opportunity for achieving the life that they desire. All right. Thank you for watching. That's the plan.